I know there's a lot of lawyers to choose from when you're deciding on who to hire for a DUI. So I thought I'd make a quick video just to let you know what our services are and maybe what to ask, or the questions to ask an attorney when you call in for a consult. So for this video specifically, because I just left a hearing regarding a Gilbert DUI, I'm going to talk about a Gilbert DUI. We get hired nearly every day for DUI, and every year we probably represent 150 people, at least for 150 to 200 people for DUIs across the entire state, from anything in Maricopa County, Gilbert, Tempe, Scottsdale, the west side of Phoenix, Maryvale, Goodyear, Glendale, all the way to Tucson, Lake Havasu, Fly, you name it, we go there. So the first thing you need to do if you got arrested for a DUI and you're thinking about hiring a lawyer is call a couple law offices and speak with the attorneys, and you want to make sure that the attorney is knowledgeable about a DUI and has experience in the particular court that you're in which case Gilbert Municipal Court. We're there weekly, and we represent probably 50 people a year at a Gilbert Court. So ask them questions. Do you know the judges? Do you know the judge's name? Do you know the prosecutors? Are you familiar with the system? How many Gilbert DUIs have you handled? What's your strategy in Gilbert? Because every city has a different strategy. What I do in Tempe is going to be entirely different than what I do in Gilbert and Scottsdale, etc. So ask either him or her questions about that. You want to make sure that this is something that I stress, put a strong emphasis on when I speak with clients or potential clients, is you need to find the balance in a law firm. You don't want a firm that's too small where the attorney doesn't have an assistant, and maybe it's just a one-person show where they're answering their own personal cell phones, and maybe they have a satellite office, which you do have a lot of, or executive suites. That's probably not an attorney that you want. Granted, there may be some good ones, and I'm sure they are good attorneys, but the issue I have with attorneys practicing like that or having that business model is, when you have questions, are you going to be able to speak with a live person every time? Because you will have questions. So if you're not going to be able to speak with a live person, I wouldn't advise hiring that particular attorney. I just don't think that's the best approach of taking. On the other hand, you also don't want to you may not want to hire somebody who has so many attorneys where you're going to get shuffled around and bounced back and forth between different attorneys. That's probably not the best approach either. Again, they may be perfectly fine attorneys, and that may work well with somebody, but if it was a close friend or family member and I was advising them in another state what to look for, that's probably not something I would advise. So just some background with my office. I'm the owner of the firm. I have one associate attorney, and I have 2 legal assistants. So we've got a live person that answers the phone every time. If you have a question or concern about a case and it's after hours, the attorneys are on call after hours. So as soon as the last person leaves the office, calls start rolling over to the attorney's cell phone at night and on weekends. So anytime you have a question or concern, you can call us anytime and speak with an assistant or an attorney. Also, we're familiar because we have 2 lawyers. Granted, so my point is we're big enough to handle everything, but small enough to know all of our clients. So our Gilbert DUI clients or any other clients, we know them by name. When they call in, they say, hey, this is Sally or Sam. We know Sally and Sam. We know everything about their case. We know the specifics. We know what their career background is. In some cases, we know about their family background. We know how this DUI is going to affect them. So there's some individual components of our firm that we really pride ourselves on. So let's just recap. Experience at Gilbert Court or in the particular court that you have a DUI in. 2, is the office big enough to handle all of your questions or concerns, yet small enough to know exactly who you are? And 3rd, do you feel comfortable speaking with the attorney? Because that's a huge part of hiring whether it's a lawyer or an accountant or a physician or whomever it may be, you're going to have questions. If you don't feel comfortable speaking with myself or my associate attorney at the outset, then it's probably not going to be a good fit. But if you feel comfortable with us and we put you at ease, and hopefully we express to you that we're patient and that we're caring and we're willing to work hard and understand how this DUI is going to affect you, and we walk you through what our game plan is going to be, hopefully we earn your business that way, because you will have questions throughout this process, and you want a lawyer who's not going to be frustrated when you call in 10 or 20 times. You want a lawyer that's going to be able to say, okay, well, let's pull your file, let's take a look at your case, let's walk you through these issues, because at our firm, we really do know it's this is a personal time for you. This is, you made a mistake and you need somebody that can help you out and the shoulder to lean on. And so that's exactly who we are. So if you've been arrested for a DUI in Gilbert and you need a lawyer, give us a call, 602-980-1987. We would be more than happy to sit down with you and provide a free consultation. And hopefully you'll be impressed by not only our experience, but also our willingness to care about your DUI and show you exactly how we're going to fight it together. 602-980-1987 if you're being charged with a Gilbert DUI.